This is Ben Oliver, contributing editor on Car Magazine, and you're looking at footage of Jaguar's all-new XF, a car that couldn't come at a much more critical time in the company's history. It's the replacement for the much-maligned S-Type, which became a good car as its cabin and dynamics were gradually improved over its life, but whose styling always fell into the love it or hate it category, and unfortunately for Jaguar, most of you hated it. Underneath, the new XF has a lot in common with the S-Type, and that's no bad thing. Much of the chassis is carried over, as are the engines and the transmissions. The 2.7 diesel engine is an absolute world beater, and it graces even the bigger XJ saloon, and the 420 horsepower supercharged V8 is terrific in the new XK Coupe. The suspension is new, however, it's largely aluminium, and it's also shared with the XK Coupe. But what has changed, and radically, is the styling inside and out. Design director Ian Callum has introduced new proportions, new surfacing and new detailing. This is a total break with Jaguars of old, and finally does away with the company's obsession with retro. Callum hasn't junked the past entirely, however. There are still some subtle Jag hues in the grille and in the twin headlights that you can just about make out under that aggressive front end. Inside, it's an absolute revelation. There's a rotary controller with a transmission that finally does away with Jaguar's J-gate gear change, and there's a whole bunch of surprise and delight features that Jaguar hopes will have your passengers transfixed. There's a starter button that pulses red once you've unlocked the car, there's phosphor blue cabin lighting inspired by mobile phones, and air vents that rotate and reveal themselves as you start the car. Callum also talks about being inspired by how forward-looking William Lyon's XJ was when it was first launched back in 1968, and how controversial it was among old-school Jag purists. This time around, however, the top brass will be more interested in consensus than controversy. They want you all to love this car, and they want you to buy it in far bigger numbers than the S-Type that it replaces. And whoever buys Jaguar the company will be very interested in your reaction too. This car defines the look of Jaguars for the next decade at least. Expect the replacement for the XJ Saloon to pick up on all the XF cues. In many ways, this car is the future of Jaguar.